Candace Matthews. The hat I'm wearing, of course, for today is the National Minister of Politics for the New Black Panther Nation under the leadership of our beloved chairman by the name of Cornel X. Today, we got some disturbing information from seated elected officials and even former seated elected officials in reference to corruption that's happening from the inside within the city. So, of course, you know, we've been on this trail because there's been a lot of things that we thought that was just like, are you serious? And for me to actually see the evidence that's going to be presented to you all today is very disturbing. It's very disheartening. And on top of that, it's to me, it's unbelievable of the egregious activities that's happening within the city of Prairie View, which is a historical black college scene, historical black city with all African American elected officials. So we want to shed some light, you know, to this, because in order for corruption to stop, we have to shine a light on it. So I would like to bring up Mayor Leverance. And like I said, the evidence that he showed me was quite disturbing. And I'll let him.
Mayor Everett.
Thank you. First of all, it's unfortunate we have to be here tonight, but we have to do this. Somebody has to have to do it, and we chose to do it. I came back to elected to this position once again to show that we can do better, and in coming back to show that we can do better, the first thing I looked at was the legal in terms of the foundation of the attorney and the city manager position, as they changed the government from a regular strong mayor to a city manager. In the process of doing that, it obviously reduced the power of the mayor, but at the same time, there are several things that were supposed to be in place. First of all, they gave, with the new charter, the home rule charter, the first thing that came up in the home rule charter was that I first picked up was the mayor's responsibility was to appoint the city attorney. I've attempted on several occasions, very more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to appoint a city attorney according to the charter. In doing so, I was never able to do that because 2 of the council members, Wendy Williams and Nathan Alexander, chose to each time to run out of the council meeting without proper excuses to avoid having a quorum so we could appoint attorney. The problem with that was, how do you run a city without a city attorney? Even a city manager is set up to have to run a city without a city manager. Why would a council member run out of a meeting knowing that they swear to to protect and represent the citizens? Why would you run out and not represent the people with having the foundation?
That's right.
A mayor appoints the city attorney, and the interesting part about it is the city attorney, Charles Zach, is the one who actually helped put the charter together. And
so he knows.
So he knows. Now, as I understand, he's trying to come back now to be the city attorney again, and he offered his resignation in December. And now he's trying to come back. So if he knows sure that I have not appointed him, I have not even chosen him, I chose another attorney, but Wendy Williams and Nathan Alexander chose not to want to choose that attorney for whatever reason. But regardless, it's the mayor's responsibility, according to the charter, that the mayor should appoint, and the city council members agree or disagree. They wouldn't have to agree with me, but the idea of the charter is the mayor appoints. So whoever it is, it starts from there. City council cannot appoint a mayor, according to the charter that's been adopted and passed by the citizens of Prairie View. The meeting that we had was considered it was considered, even here, in our last meeting, David Allen, a former mayor, who a former mayor, knows what the situation is. He sponsored a resolution that is my opinion, that Zach probably wrote the resolution. He presented the resolution to the council. It was passed with question. In fact, that they had the 3 votes of the 5 council members to pass a resolution appointing Zach to a project. Okay, what's the project? Any project in the city of Prairie View, he represents legal services. So that means he represents the city of Prairie View. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not here tonight. I still have not appointed him. Not even tried to appoint him. Because why should I appoint him and he already resigned?
That's right.
Since obviously that he didn't want to be a part of us. He offered his resignation. So my point is, why would he come back now? Why would he choose to come back to represent the city of Prairie View when he chose to resign? But now all of a sudden David Allen presents a resolution of which he's coming back as a council member and used to be the mayor of the city of Prairie View and took a council position, won a council position, and he sponsored a resolution. Wendy Williams supported it. Ms. Matthews supported it. They got the 3 votes. And so forth. David Allen supported it.
And it's going against the city charter.
And it's definitely going against the city charter. So I got questions. I have questions. I even questioned it. This is why I put the questions. Even when we passed it, I said I question this. And right now, as it stands, I'm seriously considering right now putting together to get Zach disbarred for misrepresenting the city of Prairie View. How can he represent somebody and we didn't ask him according to the article and the charter that he put together? So I don't think that's going to be a hard case. I really don't, because the state boss filing a complaint with the documents that's necessary. I got the documents. We have the documents, and it clearly says appointed by the mayor. The mayor can appoint the city attorney, and supported by the council. The mayor can remove an attorney supported by the council. So, and like as I said, he wrote that. He helped write that. And then it goes against the same thing that he wrote. I have questions with that, because it's my opinion, he has an ulterior motive.
Yes, sir.
And I'm waiting to see what that motive is. And I'm going to challenge that as far as I can. So if there are any questions or anybody want to ask, I mean, I'm open.
Yeah. So when they changed it to from a regular mayor, strong mayor to shifting that power,
Council management.
yeah, does that appointing of power go away, or is that supposed to still be there?
No, that doesn't change it. That does not change the charter. I mean, the charter itself, it gives the rules and regulations of how to govern the city.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't have anything to do with.
No, I was only going by what was presented to me.
And some clarification here. Before, with a strong mayor, the mayor can appoint, and council would really have no say. But now with a mayor appointing with the new charter, the mayor appoints, but the council, to add more, checks and balances and safeguarding, the council approves to make sure that what the mayor has picked is right. What they've done is decided not to allow the mayor to even appoint a lawyer. And that's
By
the problem.
not having quorum to vote on it.
And yes, and this latest incident with Zach, by having a resolution completely circumventing his right and privilege to appoint a lawyer, and just saying, well, we want this person for some particular unknown reason.
Well, at the end of the day, it's illegal because he has to appoint.
Yes.
They get to yay or nay once he appoints.
Right.
So you have to give him the ability to appoint. If not, you're circumventing the process and you're going against the charter. So there is a check and balance in place. And the reason that they have this check and balance in place is more than likely because of the issues that they've had with prior mayors.
Correct.
That is correct.
And appointing and strong-arming their friends and associates in offices. And so They made rules and regulations to prevent that. And now that it's not good for them anymore, now they're like, oh no, we're just going to do it ourselves. They're not the mayors. They can't appoint anyone. And technically what they're doing is taking this gentleman's power away from him, and they're strong-arming him.
And that's corruption.
That's corruption, yes.
Well, I mean, it's corruption in the fact that the attorney is helping him circumvent the law himself, and he is supposed to be the attorney that helped put this together.
Which, what he's saying legally is,
I mean,
he knows or has reason to know that what he's doing is illegal,
Yes.
because he formulated the charter by which they operate and which governs them.
When was the charter created?
Well, I was the chairman of the Charter Revision Committee, and it was created back in 2021, right at that time. And what we wanted to do, because of our concerns with so much corruption in City Hall, is that with the former strong mayor governorship, the mayor would have almost absolute power, king-like powers, to do whatever he wants, appoint whoever he wants, and there's be no checks and balances. That, of course, leads to corruption, has led to corruption. So this adding of the council to, check and make sure these checks and balances are working is why we put it in our form of government, so that when the mayor does something, he just can't do it because he has absolute power. Now he's got to answer to the council. If they approve what he's doing, then it could proceed.
And that would have been changed on or about May, possibly, correct?
Right, yes.
Of last year, correct?
That's correct.
To
yes.
answer your question, May of 2022, sir.
Yes, and he's and because of their walking out, the citizens of Prairie View have never really received their rights and privileges of a strong council management form of government, because they've been essentially stopping that from happening.
Well, at the end of the day, the same people who walk out are the same ones who strong arm and take his power away. Well, I mean, it speaks for itself. You know, we have something in the law that said, it's Latin term, res ipsa, loquitur. And that means the thing speaks for itself.
well, see, one of the things that I say is this: the thing that even with the charter, my position is this: visibility, accountability, transparency. All I'm interested in is fairness. Okay, whatever anybody says, all I'm interested in is fairness, visibility. If you don't want to go by the charter, why put the charter together?
My God.
Okay,
Yes.
so all I want to do is go by the charter. If the charter says jump in the lake, if I ran and won, then that's what I got to do. I need to do. The charter says for the mayor to appoint the city attorney. I tried to appoint a city attorney because I didn't have the quorum. Each meeting, Wendy Williams, Nathan Alexander, because we had one of the council members left the city.
Yeah.
So we had two council members supported it, and two against. So it gave the mayor an opportunity to break the tie. Each time I tried to break the tie, she and Nathan Alexander would leave the room. Then we didn't have a quorum. So we couldn't.
And when there's no quorum, no
It's over.
city business can go forward. And stuff.
Okay, so now we would like to bring up Councilman James, and
Yes.
and so you can tell the media. I got it. So you can tell them
Yes.
the corruption of what's happening with you.
Well, go ahead.
I just have one question.
Sure.
For the mayor before we move on. Are you also going to be removing a councilwoman from doesn't live here today?
See, I don't have right now. Until I find out for sure anything. I don't like to do anything unless I have solid documents or anything. I can't speak to that because I don't know exactly where she lives. I don't know the rules of what that is.
Okay, so that's not happening
That's
today.
right now today for me. That's not happening because I don't have what I have here.
But he certainly intends to address the issue
Yes,
so that
we
he's
are
able to
prepared.
get what he
Yes,
needs.
yes.
So he plans on addressing the issue, but what he's saying is he doesn't want to move forward with actually completing that task until he knows for sure.
And another thing, let me I didn't mean to cut you off. But why would a person, any person, even me, I would invite anybody in here to my house. I live in Prairie View.
Come over here, man.
Okay, I live in Prairie View. Why would I run for an office to represent the people, the taxpaying people in Prairie View, and I live in another county? Now, if that's the case, then they need to come forward and let all the people know I live someplace else, but I want to represent you. If that's the law that says it's okay, I'm okay with that. But my point is, I live in Prairie View. I want to represent the people that live in Prairie View. And I can prove that I live in Prairie View, and I can invite anybody to my house any day of the week.
And the problem is, I'm sorry, it creates, what he's saying is she's created a facade. She's led people to believe that her homestead is here, when indeed it is not. And
Where does she live?
Harris County.
Harris County. However, depending on how you play it, right? If I have someone who lives here, oh, just say I live here. But technically, my body is not there. I don't have an intent to reside there. I don't reside there. I don't sleep there. But I'm gonna, that's it.
Well, I thought, so the reason why we came today, we were under the impression that that's what was happening. That she was going to be removed because all the evidence had been stacked up and that all the, but that's not happening. That's
My position today is dealing with the attorney, the city attorney, who I never appointed him. He decided to leave the city of Prairie View. He decided to resign. He resigned December 30, as of December 30th. Now he decided to come back. Why are you coming back if you resign?
My God.
Yeah. So is that going to happen? Are you going to try to appoint a new one today?
No, I'm not. No. What I want to make sure the public knows that I'm not on any, whatever he says. As far as I'm concerned, I process everything he said. Any action that takes place today that he has anything to do with, it's null and void. Because the second, as I said, the Texas Bar Association, based on what he did in writing his charter, I think they're gonna have something to say about it.
What he's saying is stick around because this gentleman has basically appointed himself, and he believes that this gentleman has an intention to act.
He does.
Today as the city attorney, that he has been acting as a city attorney in violation of the charter. That will be discussed today.
And let's do this one added thing to it. It's something what the councilwoman's men said that he's only had a special project. Well, guess what? Any project in the city of Prairie View, whether it's special or not, somebody got to pay. Unless he says that I'm doing free work. If he announces tonight that I'm doing gratis work, then that might be worth a discussion.
But he's still
right
legal
now,
counsel.
he's still legal counsel. I want to see why is he at the dais if he shows up tonight. I'm trying to figure out why he showed up the other night, the last time, because even if it was a special project, even the project, the engineer said that yes, it was an emergency. The attorney that I appointed, that was during an emergency. Well, I got served to go to court. I'm ready. I'm to go to court. I have been served. How am I going to go to court and I don't have an attorney? That was just an emergency.
So we actually we spoke about this last because I asked Wendy because the other councilman Malcolm Jackson had also concerns with and he showed me the resignation letter. I had it. So I asked Wendy Williams why or how is it possible that this man resigned and here he is.
Right.
And her answer was that there was no lawyer, so they needed somebody. So they asked him to come back, and he
So
came
that
back.
means you don't follow the charter.
And that also means that as an attorney, would you appreciate if I came and represented you? Let's say you have a court date. You're in the back. They haven't pulled you out yet, right? I'm in there representing you, and not at your behest. That's an ethical issue, and that's illegal.
That's right.
So that is what he's saying is going to take place today. It's an ethical issue with the bar, and it is illegal. I cannot go out and represent someone until I have been given the authority to do so. And absent proper authority, you're acting out of concert with the law.
And it says, again, I go back to the book. The book says the mayor appoints with the city council approval. I didn't get a chance to do that.
And he did have a lawyer under emergency powers, right?
Yes.
And so when you say that we did have a lawyer. We did get a lawyer under emergency powers.
Under the emergency situation, yes. And that case is pending in court right now. And he's on that Attorney Jackson, has already prepared all of the paperwork. Now I see on the agenda they're talking about turning it all over to Zach. He's already done the work.
So technically, that other person is the attorney right now.
Right, that's the attorney right now.
But here we have this other man.
Right.
Zach,
Now the council comes back saying we need to turn all that over to him because he was not properly hired. I didn't have the authority to hire him. And that was an emergency for me. I'm not going to court representing the city of Prairie View. Not myself. I don't know anything about representing. I'm not an attorney.
And you have to look at it, because one of the cases against him is one that I filed, right? Against them individually and against this mayor. So it makes sense for you to run into the game with somebody you know, not run into the game with who he chose. And that's what they're doing. At the end of it, you'll see. Because that's exactly what they're doing. They're picking their friends to represent them in these cases that we have filed.
And the last thing I want to say, everything that I say, I got the documents to prove what I say. I didn't make it. This is not a conversation.
So today, he's going to be sitting there where he was sitting last meeting. Is someone going to physically remove him, or are you just going to express your concerns, your sentiments?
No, I'm going to just let him sit there because I want all the video to see, because I want the Texas Bar Association to see that I did not appoint him. I'm going to make it known. Mr. Zach, I did not appoint you. According to the charter that you wrote. So I think that's an ethical issue for you. I want to make sure.
Have you made this clear to him? Have you reached out to him and talked to him about this?
I said it. I even said that's why this question is on here. I even questioned it in the last meeting.
Even so is he like trespassing by sitting in that seat technically?
Technically,
yes.
Technically, yes, he is.
And what is his response to y'all saying that he's not supposed to be in that seat? What is he doing? Is he?
I think he's saying that he's doing some special project. It doesn't matter if it's a special project. It's a special.
So he's not acknowledging that he's a city attorney.
No, he's not saying attorney. He's calling it a counsel.
Special legal counsel.
Legal counsel for a special project. Come on, that's legal. That's legal work.
Legal counsel is an attorney.
Which is why it's a violation for him to get paid.
How
He's still getting money from the city.
He's prepared to get money from the city. I don't think he's sitting there for nothing.
So has he filled out an invoice yet, or how does that work?
I don't know. I don't know what he filled out. I haven't looked at any invoices. I'm waiting to see if an invoice comes across the table for him. I want to see it, and I want to see if he tries to get funds from another source to do however he does it. I want to see it.
It would be after the fact. The city management is going to handle that, and the treasurer will cut the check and sign it at the behest of the city manager. So they're going to do it outside. He'll see it after the fact.
Yeah, I'll see it after it's done.
After it's done. Yeah.
You can't block that.
Exactly. Well, that's why they're strong on me and stopping him from blocking it by not allowing him to appoint who he wants and appointing who they want, because they know that once it gets to them, they are the only ones who have the power to pay. So if you're an attorney, you want to make sure that you're going to get paid. So you won't work if you know that they have someone else there that they intend to pay. They'll hold your check.
No, what I'm saying is though, like, he won't see the invoice
He
part.
will not ever see it because he does not do any invoices. He does not sign any checks.
No.
And they don't have to come to him to get clearance to issue out monies. He sees it after the fact, on the tail end, after it's been done.
Right.
And it's in the paperwork. He then can pull it.
And see, this is why this has to be exposed, because this has been a practice that's been going on for too long. Yeah. And so this is why it is very vital for the media to pretty much shine a light to this, because clearly it's been a lot of egregious activities that's been going on down here in Prairie View. And so now that we know about it, we're going to shed a light to it. And so, and these two young men here, I mean, I just couldn't believe what happened to them.
Yeah, I got.
And also her
Lost
son.
Police report. false police act, I don't know what you call it, report made by Councilwoman Wendy Williams, stating that, or the narrative is in the report, that I had called up to her school and her job, trying to get her fired, threatening her at work, and that I threatened the school. And this police report, it names me as a suspect offender, and it claims that someone that she says recognized my voice. That's why they say I've been calling. But I must say unequivocally right now, I never called up there, never called her job, never threatened her, I never threatened the school, and I never sent emails that she claims I sent emails. And I think this has something to do with when I was campaigning and I was running for Prairie View, and my obligation, of course, was to the citizens to fight against corruption and mismanagement of taxpayer funds, which I'm trying to do right now. And I believe I put a target on my back by some unscrupulous people in the community. And there was a viral video that was sent to the college students claiming that I was misogynist, I was mentally unstable, and I was dangerous, among other things. They also, it looks like they hacked into my Facebook account and created false statements that I made. And, you know, I didn't even know how you could hack into someone's Facebook account. And they put it all around the campus. And Wendy, and in this Facebook, and in this viral video that was very defamation and I think it's slander and libelous, it states in the video that Wendy Williams says to vote for Brian Rowland, David Allen, and Paulette.
So long story short,
Dirty
when he
politics.
speaks out against it, because he's one of the people that will vote against and speak out along with the mayor and say that these attorneys are not supposed to be in, you're doing what you're not supposed to do. In response,
Retaliation.
she retaliates by attempting to get him
False police.
charged
Yeah.
with crimes, which is what they do around
Police,
here.
with the police thing. So, and I got 2 police departments, the Cypress Police Department and the Prairie View Police Department investigating me now.
And there's one more. There's
So-
one more. One more before you come with your question.
Well, it's not a question. I have to actually, because of
The timing.
what we thought was happening isn't happening. So as far as our programming is concerned, these are all things that I will have to talk to down the other side about
Okay.
to balance out the actual report. But I am aware of your.
How you doing?
Yeah, because last meeting you also raised that question in front of
Right.
the whole body. So,
Yes.
and she told me that you called. Well, she didn't say you. She said one of them called. She didn't mention who it was. She said she believes someone.
She told the police chief
She told the police it was you.
that
So
it was me.
yeah. So I'm aware of that. But for us to do this part of the story,
Okay.
it would need to be revisited.
Okay.
And there's a homicide happening right now.
Oh, I'm
in
sorry.
Spring. No,
Yes.
it's not your fault at all. But I was under the impression, based off of from speaking to Malcolm Jackson and a few other people, that Councilwoman Matthews was going to be removed from her seat. That's why we came here. So that's just to clarify what was I was given this information basically. So I have to.
So y'all not gonna remove her?
We're gonna. I want her removed. I mean, if she doesn't live here, then she shouldn't be on the council seat.
Right, but it's the way the protocol hasn't been set up right now to have it happen. So I mean, the sentiments I understand, but if it's not gonna happen, we have to wait till it's about to actually happen.
All right. Okay.
But everything you're saying, we have, because we want to. This is like we even had the last meeting too. So we didn't get rid of that footage, and we came and did a story about the Villa Capri subdivision,
Right,
and we're
yes,
trying to
yes,
follow
yes.
up on stuff. So when things actually happen,
Oh, and that Villa Capri thing, you know,
Well, we probably need to, okay, go
yeah,
ahead.
I'm sorry. There's a lot. There's so much different things out here.
It's a mess, y'all.
That's why I gotta
Very-
know what I'm getting into when I'm,
okay.
It's a lot of corruption.
so that I can actually,
Right.
because I can't tell them I'm growing an apple and then give them an
Right.
orange. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so
Try to remove
in the whole meeting today,
They're gonna
we were
raise
discussing
it.
this, that, and the third, and I had the documents, the deeds, and stuff like that. So I was thinking that all that ball was rolling. But what were you gonna say about Villa Capri? Sorry to cut you.
Oh, well, David Allen, he claimed that, you know, he couldn't do any work because the council wouldn't, you know, get together and have a meeting because the quorum was always broken. But Wendy Williams, she would walk out a lot, and he motioned and gave her the, well, he motioned for a vote for her to be more mayor pro tem.
Okay.
That's basically what they
So
want.
the last thing I want to say is this. I could not do anything because we could not get an attorney to do what we needed to do because Wendy Williams continued to walk out
Over
of
10
me
times.
approximately 10 times. I do have the evidence, and I'm waiting for the rest to put together.
No, I believe I don't think that's.
They
the
just want to
dispute.
know,
They need
are
to
you removing
remove it
her?
or not.
was
If
that-
you're
was
removing
that
her,
the
that's
no,
what they want.
tonight, I don't have.
You don't wanna hold him,
And I don't
you
want to
know.
hold you, but
And I appreciate that, but I guess also the issue kind of is a snowball effect with the fact that the city attorney that you wanted to appoint, because wouldn't that have to be something that the actual attorney oversees as well?
it has to be.
Would you say
Yes,
so?
it is something, because
So-
they'll have to recommend that she be put out, and that's another reason why.
And that's a
Yes,
whole,
you got it.
so it's like so
Absolutely.
many different things being held
correct.
up here. So I guess the first matter of business would be to finally be able to appoint the attorney and then figure that out. So, and I wouldn't want to expose her address or anything like that. And then all of a sudden she stays with her mom like 5 times a week, taking care. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I have to have so many
Right.
things already established. So.
Because really, this trip is big.
Right now, like I said, I want to focus on attorney
Okay.
and the city manager.
So
Those are two things that I'm focused on.
Last question, the emergency attorney, does he or she not negate him coming back for the legal attorney special?
No, he has already submitted his invoices for the work that he's already done. He's already filed the paperwork with the
where is
county.
he? Where is he?
He was here last week. Attorney Jackson that spoke. They came in and spoke. They had the bow tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's the one.
Yeah,
He's
he's the
technically
one.
the attorney.
He's the attorney that I appointed under an emergency situation because I had gotten my documents to say that I was being sued on behalf of the city of Fairview.
But the problem was they didn't have quorum to vote him in, so he's technically not.
You know, what
And technically,
under
yes, you're
under
correct.
Under
Yes.
emergency powers, he
Yes.
is,
They don't answer.
because of the
Yes.
emergency powers that he can vote.
That's what I'm trying to figure
So
out.
then why
Yes.
why did he not just go sit there and fit like why was the police not removing?
Oh, I can't answer that. I can't
You
answer
get where I'm going? Like if
Yeah,
he's
I
there,
do too.
why is that man
Because he
even?
has to ask for them to do it.
because
They
So
don't
he-
have to, and
first
he's
of
not
all,
going to
it
do
goes
it.
back to who really run the city of Fairview. I mean, in terms of the city manager, who
Hey y'all, so there's a homicide in Spring. It's your girl Grizzy live here with the Hood News. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll be back if anything else